Hey everyone, bloodmako here, and this is my Shinryu, my boss fight for the latest story chapter. All will return to nothing, the Shinryu stage, something like that, right? So I won't lie, this stage is really difficult. It's super annoying, and it requires multiple FRs on my part. I think I've seen some videos where they use 1 FR, they've used 2 FR. I think I used 3 or 4, I can't remember. A few towards the end, and one to get him down to about get Cloud Darkness down to about 58%, and then I think 2 or 3 after that. So yeah, I honestly can't remember how many. I think it was like 1 hope and 1 core, I think, something like that, or was it 2 core and 1 hope? I really cannot remember. But that explains why the video is so long. It requires a few FRs. But the good thing about doing this particular team comp, at least, is that it's pretty safe. You still can die if you really screw up badly, but it is pretty difficult. Like if you play it right, you should not be any danger of dying. And I finished this with 47 turns, so you still have about 80 turns. You know, you still have about 33 more turns, you know, to play around. Maybe 1 more FR if you really need to. So yeah, you know, if you are doing, you know, slightly lesser damage than me, or you know, the turn is just unlucky where your party members is going a lot towards the end of the fight at least, and for some reason Cloud Darkness is just not taking turns, then yeah, you might require, you know, 1 more FR. Also, important calls to take note of is Simoy on my Luna. And I know that I actually brought Lena for the debuff immunity, but I forgot to apply it. So everybody still got confused. So yeah, in case you're wondering, confused is always, if I'm not wrong, is always at the 79 and 29. 29? I believe so. Is the threshold, is the first threshold and the last threshold. Those are the thresholds that you need to be slightly more careful. Those are the thresholds that Cloud Darkness will apply confused with the using Gaze Plus. So when you see Gaze Plus, that's it. You know that's the one that has confused. Another way to actually dodge this debuff is to use Raijin. Raijin actually causes it to miss your party. So I'm guessing that using oh, I'm blanking on her name right now. She's on Hope. She's one of the calls on Hope. Rydia, yes. Using Rydia call will also you know, let you dodge that debuff. The reason why I sped this up is because I think the total time required for me to finish this was about 34-35 minutes. The first part of the video where I used Tifa is super fast. I think it was like 10 minutes, and Tifa brought the Cloud Darkness down to about 58%. It stops at 58%. So yeah, you know, you just have to focus on the tentacles. So I brought Luna for the, you know, just for her buffs and her burst, you know, her burst aura, and she's gonna be around when Tifa goes into her burst. So if you don't have Luna, I mean, it helps to have Luna, especially because you want Tifa to take like 3 turns in a row, right? But if you don't have Luna, then Garnet or maybe even Yuna, you know, it works as well, especially seeing that Yuna can cleanse, and she also can provide debuff immunity. But yeah, I still think that Luna is the best because she can give additional turns to Tifa. Also, in case you guys missed it, Tifa comes in with 3 turns because she already has the awakening buff on her. I believe it's a quick prayer or something like that, right? So yeah, she already has it on her when I first started the battle. And honestly, the perfect turn order would be Tifa going first, followed by Luna, and then Core. Something along the lines of like that, because what you can do is you can use Tifa to cleanse the debuff, you know, set up everything. Luna goes to the awakening, and then Tifa gets the 3 awakening, the 3 turns in a row, and then you swap out Luna for someone like Hope or any form of mitigation. War of Light works as well. I think Gabroth can work. It's just that his is a bit harder to set up. But yeah, you want that because the first AoE that Cloud Darkness does, the first all at least, most of the time, in fact I think all the time, it is the delay one, I think something like induction beam or something like that. And when it hits, it delays your party by 2, I think. something like that. So it's either 1 or 2, I can't remember. So there we go. That's where the case plus is, and it means because Tifa puts Raijin Core on Cloud Darkness. Raijin Core not necessarily has to be on Tifa, but you want to apply it before going into the burst. Coming back to what I was saying, yeah. So swap out for that mitigation, and that will allow whoever's on the field to survive. If you have Beatrix, don't forget that she actually requires 2 turns to set up her HP immunity, you know. So yeah, you gotta be a bit more careful when using Beatrix. It is possible, it's just a bit harder to set up. Also, if you notice right here, I actually used the burst finisher on the tentacles, and that's because at 58% Cloud Darkness stopped taking any form of damage. She will not take any additional damage until all the tentacles are killed. So that's the reason why I focused on the, you know, either one works, but I just pick one and just go crazy on it. Of course, when one of it is low, it also makes more sense to actually swap to the other one and use your core, you know, or whoever is doing the counter to finish it off. I feel like this is one of the safest and easiest comp to do, is because I tried the rushdown one where I used Tifa and then switched to Anna Cross. I didn't set it up right because I wanted to bring Kane in, so I swapped out at 6 turns, so there wasn't enough damage. It was like 600% damage. The video I saw was about 800, so it's basically that 2 more turns. So my Anna Cross could not kill Cloud Darkness, and then Cloud Darkness one-shotted 2 of my members. So yeah, this is the safest way, I would say, for me at least. I tried the counter team comp, and it's really difficult to set up because of the way the fight starts. Oh, this is the first core that I used. Yeah, so I think I used 4 in total. In fact, you can use 5 because I still have some turns left over. But anyway, coming back to what I was saying, I tried the counter team comp as well. I used Galuf, I used Celeste as well, but somewhere along the way, the fight was just too long, and Beatrix could not, some of the times at least, she could not get that Holy Knight's guts, right? The debuff immunity. She couldn't get it up most of the time, or rather when it was most important at least. So yeah, I think it was Beatrix that died, and then Celeste also died because she was too low. So Galuf one, it took too long. It took beyond 80 turns, if I'm not wrong. Was it beyond 80? Or I can't remember if it was beyond 80 turns or it was because one of my character died. I really can't remember. Again, you can always just say that it was me misplaying, and yes, I will agree with you. It was I did misplay it, but I feel like it takes too much effort. It takes too long to do counter team comp, and the setup for the Anna Cross is pretty difficult. Honestly, I won't lie, it's pretty difficult, and if I'm not wrong, for the Anna Cross setup, I could not bring Onion Knight, and I wanted that 30 tickets. So 10 if you don't have the mod pass, but 30 tickets in total. So this team comp that I'm running, I could bring Onion Knight, you know. I don't believe I actually used him, even though it is very possible to bring him in. In fact, wait, I did bring him in. I used him to bring some of my, I think to bring Hope and a core forward, if I'm not wrong. So yeah, Onion Knight did play a very small role in this, but nevertheless, you can always just, you know, bring another form of mitigation, you know, Wall of Light or something like that. So there we go. That's the delay I'm talking about, the induction beam, and it only delays when it hits. So as you can see, Hope dodged. So yeah, you know, another headache. I kind of wish that he got delayed as well, because then this will actually cause the FR gauge to be used even longer. So for this counter team comp of mine, it's a semi counter because of Hope. Honestly, Hope is just there to make sure that nobody dies. Simple as that. But yeah, for this team comp, you want them to take as little turns as possible, but not too little to the point where Cloud Darkness is able to kill your team. Because I don't believe any of them has last stand, and the only time that you are totally safe from anything at all is when Beatrix uses her move, her Holy Knight's Guard, or when Hope uses Reduce Dodge. And then also another thing to take note is that when you swap characters, they don't have that buff. You know, so if you use let's say Hope's Reduce Call, and you swap out, for example, Call for Onion Knight does not have that dodge, that blink, because for some reason it only applies to characters that are on the field when you use that call. I thought it was pretty strange. It also works. The same logic also applies when Call applies his Oath of Absolute Defense. His S1 S2. By right, when the character leaves and comes back, it still has it. But the only thing is that for some reason it didn't work as intended, because you saw Hope actually got broken, even though he had that buff on him. So right there, I actually reapply it on Hope, and that's when it stick. That's when Hope didn't break. Another interesting thing is that when you use Core and you apply it on someone on the field, and then you swap out the character, you apply it on another character on the field, and you bring the other character back in. Technically, it should cancel out one of the buff, but for some reason it doesn't. So it acts as if Core has his burst, where he can put that Oath of Absolute Defense on multiple characters. So I think we kind of missed it, but Core actually did 3 follow-ups because Cloud Darkness was going to do an AoE attack. So this is my second FR after Cause, I believe, and this is me just trying to supercharge it. Honestly, I honestly cannot remember why I was trying to supercharge it. Because this, oh right, I was trying to supercharge it because I was trying to get Cloud Darkness to 29%. I believe that's 29%, the last threshold basically, so that that stupid annoying tentacles will stop buffing her. That's the annoying thing. I really want them to be gone. And yeah, Beatrix works very well for this stage. The only thing is that you have to make sure that she constantly has that LD debuff on Cloud Darkness. Of course, when the tentacles are buffing her, then you don't really need it. You don't really need a debuff on her, because whenever Cloud Darkness do an attack, yeah, you get it. Beatrix will do a counter attack, so you don't really need it that often. I would say that it's more important when the tentacles are attacking, because then first of all it stops you from breaking, because she'll counter attack, and also it removes the debuff. I mean the buff on the tentacles. So I think it increases the HP damage dealt or something like that. I can't remember, or reduce the HP damage taken. So you really want it to be gone. So there you go. I was kind of hoping that this FR could have brought Cloud Darkness down to 29%. I was just a bit shy of 29%. So oh well, kind of a waste. And right here was pretty unlucky, because I really wanted to apply Lena's Call on everyone, but yeah, there you go. Beatrix counter attack actually pushed Cloud Darkness off 29% to 29%, and she applied Confuse. So this is a really, honestly, it's a really bad run in that sense, because I really got hit by almost all the debuffs except the one in Tifa's burst. By the way, if you get hit with Confuse in Tifa's burst, I suggest you just restart, because your burst damage will be really little, and also there's no way to get rid of the Confuse in the burst itself. Like, because buffs do not decrease in the burst, you don't get rid, you don't, the same logic applies to debuffs. You don't get rid of the debuffs as well. So if you for example you have a HP poison, you'll always be there until the fight is over, or the burst sequence is over. So honestly, this is one of the more dangerous part of the fight, when the tentacles are actually attacking. The problem with that is because first of all there's HP sap, so you constantly be taking HP sap damage. So if you're running a tank, there's a chance that the tank might drop below 50%, and then there will be no more last stand. Secondly, there is 2 additional attacks in addition to Cloud Darkness attack. So what that means is that if so happen that the 2 attack actually hits your tank or the same one character, it will most probably bring them down to below 50%. If you're even unluckier, Cloud Darkness, the next turn is Cloud Darkness turn, and she does her delay. So then B and C are going again, and Cloud Darkness is going to do another AoE attack. And if any of your characters break, that is a lot of damage that's going to be dealt basically. Honestly, right here I was actually considering using a Beatrix LD. I actually maxed it out, but it is not necessary for this. It is nice to have, but it's not necessary. Cause LD works as well, so you don't have to actually use Beatrix. But if you are using, I suggest running Ash Call or I kind of forget who was the other call. Basically, you want a Thunder Enchant. But the reason why I chose Ash is because the other call, it actually applies Paralyze, and since this is a counter team comp, I want them to go. I want them to hit me, right? Because that's when Beatrix actually gets her big move. Another thing to take note is that you actually notice that I'm actually holding on my summon. That is my get out of jail card. Is my plan B. In case that something really terrible happens or there's no way for me to heal the party, but there'll be a long string of turns where the bosses is gonna take turns. So yeah, that's my panic button, if you will. Also, I will say that try and save if you're running Beatrix, at least try and save the Holy Knight's Guard when you see Cloud Darkness, or when you see a really long turn where you're not gonna take any more turns, or when Beatrix is not gonna appear anytime soon. I suggest that's when you use it. And also, if you can predict when Cloud Darkness is actually gonna do her AoE, yeah, that'll be a really good time to use it as well. Another advice I'll give is that if you have a really high HP damage bonus, that would actually be a really good time to go into the summon. Unless Cloud Darkness is in her damage immunity form, at 58% and at the 1%. Honestly, if you bring her down to 1%, I don't really think you need the summon anymore. But yeah, so try and avoid that 2 timings. And I will also suggest, if you can, try and time it such that is when the 2 tentacles are attacking, because you need to damage them. You need to kill them off before you can kill, or you can damage Cloud Darkness. So it helps that the summon is actually doing damage as well. So right here I was kind of hoping that she would push me back, and that's when she does it. If I had one more turn of the FR, you actually notice that Cloud Darkness was actually going to do her AoE. So if I had one more turn of the FR, I would have been able to really prolong this FR. But I was unlucky. But I used the summon anyway, so yeah. When you hit here, it's kind of the home stretch. You just have to play really, really safe. When Cloud Darkness is alone, that's actually when she's in one of her most dangerous form. Because whenever she delays, right? Look at that. When she delays, it's 2 of her turns immediately. So it's guaranteed an AoE move and another delay. So if you are really unlucky, there is a chance that one character can just straight up die from all the bursts that she's doing. She's doing 0 now because of the amount of defense I have on my party members. I have Protect, I have Shell. So she's not doing much to me. But if you're not running Hope, then that's when I suggest for you to be super careful. So right here, 1%. She's supposed to be dead, but yeah, 1%. So there we go. Finish her off with Hope. So yeah, guys, a really long fight, really difficult fight, but not impossible. If you're having difficulties, I suggest you can just wait for FR Echoes. But if not, then all the best to you guys, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.